So I'm bringing to you another book haul. I was going to wait until I had read all of these books to do a book haul, but I didn't want to do that. And, well, I mean, I did want to do that, but I didn't have the, self-control to do that. Because I wanted to show you what I've gotten. I'm done right now ordering books that I haven't read because I've got, like, a pretty thick stack of books to read. But it's a problem, you know? You see a new book and you're like, I want that book, and soon it gets out of hand, and it has gotten out of hand. However, there's 13 books here. I've read five of them, and yeah, I'll show you the ones that I've read. And then I was thinking, like, at the end of the year, then I would do a video of, like, my favorite books that I've read, you know, like, once I've read all of them, if I have by the end of the year. I should be able, I can't, like, make any bets on myself. I don't know. You never know what this girl's gonna do. She might read, like, 5 in a week, or she might read, like, 1 in a month. She's kind of unpredictable. Sometimes she gets lazy. I don't know. Anyway, let's start them. I'm gonna go through the ones that I've read first, and then we will dive into the other ones. First one is a autobiography. I looked up how to pronounce this name, and it said Elie Wiesel. Hopefully that's right. This is a really, really good book. Autobiography of Elie, who was taken to a concentration camp, you know, during World War II. Well, not that, okay, World War II was a result of this. Freaking, alright, so then there's Hitler. You know him. Yeah, this is about that. Sometimes that don't make a lot of sense. He was separated from his family. He has a dad, his mom, his sisters. Him and his dad were separated because the females and the males were separated. Anyways, let me just read this to you. They can summarize the book better than I can. Born in the town of Szeged, Transylvania, Elie Wiesel was a teenager when he and his family were taken from their home in 1944. Night is the terrifying record of Elie Wiesel's memories of the death of his family, the death of his own innocence, and his despair as a deeply observant Jew confronting the absolute evil of man. This new translation by his wife and most frequent translator, Marianne Wiesel, corrects important details and presents the most accurate rendering in English of Elie Wiesel's testimony to what happened in the camps and of his unforgettable message that this horror must never be allowed to happen again. We had to read this in high school, and it was really good, and so I ordered it to read again. It's a short book that you can read in just a minute. It's very, very good, very sad. Gives you a little bit of understanding of what happened in the concentration camps, you know. Yeah, I would recommend this to anybody. One of my favorite books. I really like it. I want to read some more of his stuff. So yeah. I really don't know what to say. Read it if you haven't already. Yeah. Alright. There's a lot that I could talk about, but I don't want to, like, give you all the major points of the book, you know? I want you to, like, read the book. All that. Alright, next up. The Secret Life of Bees. I haven't read this one in a really long time, but I can remember that it was a really, really good book. Yeah, The Secret Life of Bees by Sumonk Kid. Set in South Carolina in 1964, The Secret Life of Bees tells the story of Lily Owens, whose life has been shaped around the blurred memory of the afternoon her mother was killed. When Lily's fierce-hearted black stand-in mother, Rosaline, insults 3 of the deepest racists in town, Lily decides to spring them both free, and they escape to DeBurn, South Carolina, a town that holds the secret to her mother's past. Taken in by an eccentric trio of black beekeeping sisters, Lily is introduced to their mesmerizing world of bees and honey and the Black Madonna. This is a remarkable novel about divine female power, a story that women will share and pass on to their daughters for years to come. Yeah, I want to read it again to kind of, remember it, but I do remember it being good, and I remember some parts of it, but it has been a really long time since I've read it. Sorry about the state of my fingers. Doing the best I can. Next up, I haven't finished this one. Secret History of Witches. I have that much left. I wanted to like it. I thought I would. I really wanted to. And it's not that I don't like it, it's that it's, to me, it's a little, it's just been not a lot of action and kind of repetitive. It's very, like, I don't know. You might like it. You know, just because I don't doesn't mean you won't. I don't want to say anything negative about any of these books, because just because I don't like a book doesn't mean that you wouldn't like it. My least favorite book could definitely be your favorite book. You know, my opinion is not very valid. It's just my opinion. My opinion is that this book was not the type of book that I really get into. Like, it's taken me a really long time to get through it, because I want to finish it because I started it, but it's like, at this point, I'm like, everything is kind of repetitive to me. However, I mean, it's still good. Yeah. It is what it is. Brittany, 1821. After Grandmère Ursule gives her life to save her family, their magic seems to die with her. Even so, the workers fight to keep the old ways alive, practicing half-remembered spells in hopes of a revival. With each new generation, the struggle continues, and when World War II looms, magic is needed more urgently than ever, not for simple potions or visions, but to change the entire course of history. That's the thing. I think it's because it's not about one person throughout the entire thing. It's about this entire line of witches. So it starts with one, you know, she kicks the bucket, and then it's like her daughter. And yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers, so that's like all I don't want to say any more. It's just, I guess as soon as you're getting used to one character, it like switches over to another, and sometimes I really like books like that. But each character is so similar to the other one. It's like, I don't know. It's decent. It's fantastic. The Trial by Robert Whitlow. This is a really good book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Gave it to my mom to read a few weeks ago. She read that much, and I keep checking in, and not a single other page has been turned, so yeah, she's not doing very well. But this is a really good book about a lawyer who takes on a murder trial. Let's read the back, shall we? Attorney Kent Mac McLean has nothing left to live for. 9 years after the horrific accident that claimed the life of his wife and 2 sons, he's finally given up. His empty house, a mirror for his empty soul. It seems suicide is his only escape. Now the question is death by pills or by bullet. And then the phone rings. Angela Hightower, the beautiful heiress and daughter of the most powerful man in Denison Springs, has been found dead at the bottom of a ravine in her yellow Porsche. The accused killer, Peter Thomason, needs a lawyer. But Mac has come against the Hightowers and their ruthless, high-powered lawyers before. An encounter that left his practice and reputation reeling. The stakes are high, but can Mac turn down a man whose life is on the line? Mac takes the case. Thomason asserts his innocence, but the circumstantial evidence pointing to his guilt seems insurmountable. Is Mac defending an ingenious psychopath who deserves the death penalty? Or Mac begins to wonder, has Thomason been framed, possibly by a member of the victim's own family? It comes down to a trial for the life of Pete Thomason, and a trial for the soul of Mac McLean. For Thomason, the opponent is the electric chair, but Mac faces his own tormented past, a foe that for him will be every bit as deadly. Ow, I just scratched my back and I really dug in there with my fingernail. It kind of hurt a little bit. I got all these books either off abebooks.com, abebooks.com, or some I got from Amazon. One I got from Book of the Month, and then like 2 I got from this antique shop by me. Oh, did you want to know anything more about this? Did I kind of skim through that too fast? Did I not give it the right taps? I would recommend this book. And then I just ordered the Vampire Diaries, which I've read before. I'm a pretty big fan of the Vampire Diaries. But I just ordered it because I haven't read all the books. I've just watched all the shows. I have read this one, but it's been, a long time too. I guess there's 4 of them. Okay, so that is the extent of what I've read out of all of these. So, moving on, let's go to the old books. Okay. So, here we have, this is the oldest one that I've gotten, and this is A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens. Let's flip through, shall we? We've got little bit of stainage to the front pages or to some of the pages, but what can you expect? A little bit of dirt in there, but it's fine. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and it was published in 1903. This book right here, 1903. Not A Tale of Two Cities, just this particular book. You know what books don't have anymore? Like a table of contents with like the chapters and like actually named chapters. People just don't do that now. What's up with that? But it's in really good condition. Like the pages on the inside. Amazing. The spine looks good. Yeah, it's in really good condition for a 1903 book. Now, I did learn I had to carry it inside when it was raining, and my fingers were wet, and the red dye came off of my fingers. You can kind of see some little finger marks back there. It's just an unfortunate coincidence. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty small. I don't want to hold it too much. I don't want the oils from my hand to get in there. Got The Catcher in the Rye. This one's a pretty small one, so I'm ready to read it. The comic and touching novel about a raw American adolescent, which has become recognized as a key book of the present decade. A real book with its roots in living, untidy, witty, painful, and pitiable news chronicle. Odd, tragic, and at times an appallingly funny book with a taste of its own. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. This book was published in 1951. It's pretty small font, so I don't know if you can see it, but copyright 1951. And it's in pretty good condition as well. The Catcher in the Rye, Salinger's famous first novel, is a vivid portrait of adolescence. A 16-year-old American boy relates in his own words the experiences he goes through at school and after, and reveals with unusual candor the workings of his mind. What does a boy in his early teens think and feel about his teachers, parents, friends, and acquaintances? Why does he want to break away from his social and domestic environment? Why is he mixed up? What makes him tick? There is no more typical or significant theme than this, and Salinger presents it with vigor, precision, and refreshing wit. next up is one that I was very excited about, and it is The Abandoned. Yeah, well, the story of Jenny, or The Abandoned, a novel. It's got plastic over the dust jacket to protect the dust jacket. That's what the book looks like. Pretty cool, I'd say. And this one was 1958. The book was published in, I guess, like the original book, 1950. Now this is still a first edition, just, I don't know what printing, maybe 6th printing. Oh yeah, this was the 6th printing. So the first and second printings were in 1950, third printing. I was talking, but was anybody listening? I wasn't recording. And here we have our table of contents with our chapters and chapter names. There's 28 chapters. See the pages? Isn't that nice? Top's a little blue. But yeah, there was this book in like a more previous printings. You know, like I think there was like the 1951 printing. There was some other years. But this one was the only one with the dust jacket, and I wanted the dust jacket because I like it. I think it looks nice. I don't always have to have a dust jacket. I just liked that one. I think it looks cool. Alright. Then we have The Prisoner in the Mask, which also has a dust jacket. But wait, there's more. What's cool about this one is the book is the same. You know, that's nice because a lot of times now you'll have the dust jacket, but then you open it up and it's just a solid colored book. What's up with that? But here we have The Prisoner in the Mask. The book is the same as the dust jacket. I have the inside cover, which is cool. The Prisoner in the Mask. First published 1957. This most thrilling, romantic, and gay story of 10 years in the young manhood of the Duke de Richelieu in the France of the 90s shows the prince of thriller writers at his very best. I am very excited to read this one. And then there's the back cover. Yeah. So that's cool. Real excited to read those two. Alright, and we've got 4 more. Here we have Wuthering Heights, and I didn't go for like an older version. I just kind of ordered whichever one came up first. It was probably like $3 on 8books.com. Most of them are like $3. And a lot of times shipping is free. Yeah, this one was $19.96. Considered lurid and shocking by mid-19th century standards, Wuthering Heights was initially thought to be such a publishing risk that its author, Emily Braun, was asked to pay some of the publication costs. A somber tale of consuming passions and vengeance played out against the lonely moors of northern England, the book proved to be one of the most enduring classics of English literature. The turbulent and tempestuous love story of Cathy and Heathcliff spans 2 generations, from the time Heathcliff, a strange, coarse young boy, is brought to live on the Earnshaw's windswept estate, through Cathy's marriage to Edgar Linton and Heathcliff's plans for revenge, to Cathy's death years later and the eventual union of the surviving Earnshaw and Linton heirs. A masterpiece of imaginative fiction, Wuthering Heights remains as poignant and compelling today as it was when first published in 1847. Do y'all hear the rooster too? Like, 'cause I didn't think that we had any more roosters around here. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, it does say $3.50 USA. And $3.50 in the UK. So that's that. Next up is these 2 books I got at a thrift store not too far from me. Not a thrift store, an antique shop not too far from me. Like upstairs they have books. So here we have Kite Runner, which is very green. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I just started it. I'm only a few pages in. I think it'll be good. It's the type of book that I like. This powerful first novel tells a story of fierce cruelty and fierce yet redeeming love. Both transformed the life of Amir, Khaled Hosseini's privileged young narrator. If I say any of these names wrong, just forgive me. Who comes of age during the last peaceful days of the monarchy, just before his country's revolution and its invasion by Russian forces. But political events, even as dramatic as the ones that are presented in The Kite Runner, are only a part of this story. In The Kite Runner, Khaled Hosseini gives us a vivid an engaging story that reminds us how long his people have been struggling to triumph over the forces of violence, forces that continue to threaten them even today. And I got this book for $4. What a steal. Okay. Next up is Bunker 13. And I got this one for $6. That's what the book looks like. That's what I'm saying. People just care about the dust jackets now, and they don't make their book like the cover of the dust jacket. Whatever. Yeah. So, gonna read that one. Not immediately. I think first I'm gonna tackle. Maybe I'm gonna start on The Catcher in the Rye. And then, after The Catcher in the Rye, maybe I'm gonna read The Kite Runner. And then The Abandoned. And then The Prisoner in the Mask. Then maybe Bunker 13, then Wuthering Heights, then A Tale of Two Cities, and then this one. The Gifted School. This was my Book of the Month book. I'm still doing that. I don't know why. Not that the books aren't good, it's just that it's $14 a month, whereas all the books that I order on 8 books are like $3. So, is it worth it? Probably not. July 2019. They always include like a little bookmark, which is nice. I mean, this book would cost like $26 in a store, and you get it for $14. So that's still like, you're still getting a good deal on the books. However, you could buy a used book and get like multiple books for what you could still get for like this one. good schools, stately houses, safe neighborhoods, all set against a beautiful landscape. What else could a family want? It was with high hopes for the future that 4 young couples separately chose Crystal, Colorado as the place to raise their children over a decade ago. Finding one another as friends further buoying them over the ensuing years as they juggled the stresses of parenthood, careers, and marriage. Even now, as the kids head for middle school, their individual interests and abilities becoming more and more distinct, the group of families has remained tight. But when an exclusive new school is introduced into the mix, an elite new standard to meet, it represents at long last one pressure too many. Throughout the community, cracks begin to form and spread as children are pitted against one another for coveted spots in the school. Their parents shock themselves with the lengths they are secretly willing to go in the pursuit of prestige and recognition. Soon, long-buried resentments arise between friends and spouses alike as ever more toxic instincts emerge, and the most shattering secret of all still lies waiting to be exposed. The Gifted School is a smart, knowing, wickedly entertaining novel that at once provokes, skewers, forgives, and understands its keenly observed characters. It is a riveting tale of parenting and privilege, custom-made for our culture. Yeah. This book looks prestigious. It's got a little book of the month, like, engraving thing. That's all the books I have at the moment, and I am not going to order any more books that I haven't read. I still might order some books that I have read to, fill my collection, thicken up my collection, but I'm not going to order any more books that I haven't read until I've read all the books that I have that I haven't read. Which obviously, it's a lot. But I can do it. I have faith in myself. Very little, but it is there. So that's that. And yeah. So, peace out, home dog. I'll see you in the next video.